Huzzah!
He's trying to contain the red ring of death, but he's failing.
Failing. Don't
The towel
get
trick,
all.
it doesn't work.
I have my duty. This living flame has been entrusted to the
Some gift.
The Duke of Soliana looks more like a sock puppet than any of the animal characters.
Well, what are you doing there, Silver? They're trying to contain the flame?
You need some help with that?
And even he has to pull the Chaos Emerald out of his ass. Jesus. You can't just give him pockets. He's got clothes on.
What is that on his chest?
Darth Vader voice box
I was
thing.
going to say he's pulling a Darth Vader.
It has buttons on it
seriously.
as everything.
I'm serious. It looks like there's a phone pad on that.
He has huge hands. Take that as you will.
Good, you sealed it inside your daughter. Good job, even though you're about to die.
And now you could have just sealed it inside the psychic hedgehog, who's far more powerful and useful than my daughter. But
It has to be a member of the royal family.
for some arbitrary reason.
Or a feline who's eaten too many hot chili peppers. So that works too.
I'm sorry, but
Now, there are people that say that why couldn't he just seal the flame inside himself and have Iblis die with him? Has it ever been confirmed that if the host dies, Iblis is released?
We're assuming that's what released it in the first place.
Well, remember when Elise dies in Eggman's ship? We don't see any mention of Iblis coming and destroying the world or anything. So
Well,
we assume Iblis was sealed away.
I'm going to go into fan theory here, but Iblis is obviously free in the future, yet Mephiles can't meld with him. So apparently it has to be released in just the right way. But it still gets released if she dies, at least eventually. So, yeah, she has to cry.
what happened?
She has to cry before she dies, and apparently she doesn't cry if she gets blown up and instantly killed. I don't think anyone would, actually.
Why is he so picky?
He doesn't look any less lively when he's dead than he did when he was alive.
His lips don't move now.
Just hollow him out, put some strings on, and pretend he's still alive.
That's what they did before, isn't it?
Anyone who's played Mega Man X4? What am I fighting for?
We don't know.
For Iris, presumably, but she's now weird.
No, Iris transforms into a robot. I mean,
was
she is
a
a robot,
robot.
but she transforms into a mech warrior near the end, and she doesn't do that. She gets kidnapped 74 times.
This isn't taking her to safety, leaving her in the wilderness.
Leaving her against a random tree.
You know,
Feeling
if I
bad.
took the scepter with me, Mephiles would never be released in the future, so...
Have you
I
guys,
should just take it
time
with me.
paradox. That would cause a time paradox.
have you guys seen the Sonic Shorts part making fun of this? And where Elise immediately wakes up after this and she starts crying because her father is dead.
Yeah.
Because Silver tells her that her father is dead. That's the real joke.
Wonder Twin powers activate.
As if leaving a dark artifact with an entrapped dark spirit right next to a sleeping little girl wasn't bad enough. He's going to leave one of the Chaos Emeralds with her, too.
You could have at least buried the damn thing.
Or chucked it into the ocean.
Mephiles got out because Eggman got the scepter, and trying to get it back from Shadow, the scepter fell and cracked. Why wouldn't you take the scepter and hide it so that Eggman never gets it?
If Mephiles never gets out, so Shadow never comes back, and if Shadow never comes back, he never seals Mephiles, and all hell breaks loose in the timeline. And the
terrible time paradox.
and the Dahaka has to come out and kill someone, because that's how time paradoxes work, apparently.
Then they all die in the end.
No, apparently the timeline can be fixed by a monster coming out and assassinating someone. Whoever screwed up the timeline has to have their head smashed in, and then it's all right again.
So it's Highlander?
Even in the past,
No.
she looks pale.
Oh, and
And
don't
she'll
forget to
always
overdose
have
on carotene. Don't forget to overdose on carotene. We wouldn't want that part of the future changing.
God damn it, I hate this game's storyline so much. I really do.
Oh,
people
Blaze.
people say all the time that Sonic 06 would be a great game if they just fix the gameplay issues. It's like, no, it's not just the gameplay issues that make this a shit game. The story is fuck all retarded.
Well, I can forgive a bad story as long as the game is fine. I'll just ignore the story, but...
Crowd of people noise and the subtitles.
It's rather noisy, except there doesn't seem to be anyone around. Therefore, this town must be haunted.
Looks like someone forgot to turn off a laugh track.
You know, this game's cutscenes are like the animated equivalent of YouTube videos. It's terrible.
Wait a minute.
I'm going to stop Dr. Eggman no matter what. Blaze,
Why are we going after Eggman?
I'm going to stop Dr. Eggman no matter what. Blaze, let's go after him.
Ha 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 ha.
No.
So
Not
I kind
First, we have to
of
protect Anna.
I misread that. We heard screams and we started running.
I actually failed at this the first time, but don't worry, I cut the first attempt out.
How do you fail at this at all? It's easy.
You pick up
I got
shit and throw it at
blindsided. I got blindsided by a chain gun.
Doesn't that happen to us all?
If only you were Leon Kennedy and could survive a chain gun.
Or a chainsaw. Oh wait, no, he can't survive those. Sorry.
Chris can.
I think in the early betas of Resident Evil 4, he was able to.
In the early betas or the early betas?
I just remember.
Or the one where it didn't look like Resident Evil 4 at all, or the first run of Resident Evil 4?
Yeah, I don't mean the Black Fog Resident Evil 4. I mean like Villager early,
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I remember watching an old trailer where he was getting chainsawed by somebody, and it said, "Keep pressing A." So.
Yeah, I'm sure mashing the A button would let you resist having your head cut off.
I swear that's in an old trailer. I swear.
You must have the world's thickest neck bone.
Or the world's strongest fingers.
The world's most resilient jugular.
Well, it is Leon, so.
He is a badass after all.
Oh,
right, Sonic 06.
Who cares?
Back to Resident Evil 4. I have Leon's haircut now.
We could have totally taken the last minute of conversation and put it in one of our Resident Evil 4 parts, and it fit just fine.
I wonder what the hell happened to that original version of Resident Evil 4.
I don't know, but I wish they'd make it a game.
At least it looked interesting.
It looked very interesting.
Are you talking about the paranormal beta or the other one?
The paranormal beta, where they kind of mix Resident Evil with Silent Hill.
Well, you know, if they still have that game, in the development stuff, they could very well release it as a download title, and people would buy it.
I would.
Looked interesting.
Well,
Hey,
unlike
stupid
this
bitch,
game.
get over here.
Oh wait, you're escorting somebody?
Stupid bitch,
Yeah.
get over here.
the key to success is to run as far ahead of her as possible and kill all the enemies before she even gets there. Of course, you have to wait for her to get to the end, but...
I don't know why, but just seeing all these people wait for you applauding just seems kind of awkward. Creepy.
Like they're set pieces rather than people?
Yeah, actually.
Exactly.
What a coincidence! That's exactly what they are!
The girl on the right is really freaky.
Yeah,
yeah!
Yeah, I totally did it! Do it again! Do it!
Perfect.
It's like she's really tired and can't lift both her arms at the same time.
He put me on that stupid mission. Now he's gonna put me on more. That's what he did to me. That was a bitch slap in advance.
Why must I complete my own trials? Why can't I just go after him?
Actually, it's possible. I've done it millions of times. You know how the load screen that takes you to the settings or two, they tell you before the time mission actually starts. It's actually very possible to jump in the middle of that text, and you'll be free to control yourself throughout the hub world.
Huh. Interesting.
I've done it millions of times with Shadow, and well, I mean, it's not very interesting. I mean, it's just little
Apparently,
tidbits.
Silver can wave dash. Apparently, if you do that
No,
dash track
wave-
into the ground, he moves faster on the ground for a little bit. So apparently, he can wave dash.
Wave dashing is useful.
Yeah, that's the teleport dash is pretty good uphill, very bad downhill.
But still, it's like it's over the overall concept of this ability. I mean, what is the point?
No point. The trial of friendship, where you destroy robots.
I would have liked it if you flew in a horizontal trajectory, as long as you have like psychic meter, but you only go 3 feet.
The test of friendship, you must destroy things.
Touch it.
I was
Pick
half
stuff up
expecting
and
going in,
throw
we
it.
have to answer a Q&A for Blaze or something. What is the color of Amy Rose's dress? Red. You're her friend.
What is Blaze's favorite color?
Trick question. She doesn't like colors.
Yawn.
I've only been doing this all game. How does this prove anything?
Because Blaze is in a box behind you.
Why can't they just open the box?
Just like last part, he mentioned there were Iblis monsters in the present. Here they are. I see now.
Quit running away, bat. Whack.
There are more!
And they're all purple.
That didn't even hit you.
Yes, it did, apparently.
Its dive animation has its own hitbox for some reason.
Yeah, why are there so many of these guys?
Because you have to save the world.
If you manage to stun them as they're diving, they just pop up. They just pop up in their stun animations. Like what?
Are we done now? Yay! Truly, you are a good friend by killing things.
They didn't put any air holes in that thing.
I hate the second one. The second one is fucking terrible.
Next question. What is your name?
3. What is your quest?
To seek the Holy Grail.
3. What is the capital of Assyria?
What is the ASP philosophy of an uneaten swallow?
European or African?
African or European?
I don't know. No.
We managed to somehow fit Monty Python in all this.
That's why we're not going to comment over Monty Python either.
You know, in Sonic Unleashed, they just gave you, a text box to answer questions with. But apparently in this game, answering questions means jumping into teleportation warps.
And a load screen.
I know, and in previous levels we've established that portals can go to another area of this map, so why do we need a load screen?
Apparently because you're answering a question and it needs to process whether or not you answered it right.
Alright.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was an actual questionnaire from the staff of Sega to see for quality assurance.
What did you think of this game? Would you rate it 5 stars?
I answered a pop quiz about what's been happening in this game. How does that tell you that I've banished all doubt
You
from
got
him?
a D.
Yes. If you read the questions, you take too long. You actually have to memorize it, replay it to get the yes rank. It's terrible.
You only got a D because you didn't give the answer Sega wanted to hear.
Rate 5 stars for an S.